Hey critics, welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We are recording live, y'all, on this Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. Hey critics, it's time to chronicle. Up first, we have the Jennifer Hudson Show, of course. We got to talk about TV, right? The lineup you still can catch this morning. Miss Shonda Rhimes, she's actually going to be there on the Jennifer Hudson Show. And then, of course, on tomorrow, you got actor Ernie Hudson, best known for his role in the Ghostbusters franchise. He's also going to be stopping by. And of course, Miss Sherry Shepard, her show is going to feature tomorrow. Miss Model Beverly Johnson, she's going to stop by the show. She is the first Black woman to grace the cover of Vogue. And Miss Tamron Hall, her book continues to come up on Hoopla. You know, she actually wrote a book. I think it's a suspicious mystery. I don't know if it's like murder, something like that, but it kind of falls in one of those categories. I think more of like mystery. But her book on Hoopla is called As the Wicked Watch. And it's Tamron Hall's book. And so you can catch that actually on Hoopla. If you don't know, Hoopla is the free digital platform that's accessible through your public library. Okay. And if you don't know about Hoopla and you want to know and you can't look for it yourself, you can't find it, just ask your local librarian. They are very, very helpful. Trust me, because I don't be knowing nothing. But shout out to Tamron. She also debuted, y'all, her brand new summer look with her cute boho braids. My favorite look on Tam. I actually have a Tamron to me. Okay, unpopular opinion, but Tamron to me looks like a woman who could be kept if she wanted to be, but she wants to go to work and be a journalist. You know, like she wants to be a TV host. Like it just seems like oh, I work because I want to, darling. You know, and speaking of what it sounds like of being a kept woman, you know, Tamar Braxton did an interview and I didn't watch it. So sorry, I don't have more. That's why I'm featuring it now and probably not later on in the show. But y'all, Tamar Braxton did a interview with Carlos King in which she references her marriage to Vince. You know, Vince was in the music industry. They were on the Braxtons together. Shout out to the Braxtons, they coming back. And then they ended up getting their own spinoff show. And I don't know, I think it was like Tamar and Vince, something like that. But she was talking about with Vince, her role was basically to be like go get her nails done and then make sure that they had reservations for dinner that night when he came home from work or something. Like, right? It was really this very simple life. And so yeah, and it made me think of Tamron, honestly, just because I don't know. I just feel like Tamron just seems like one of the women that's like, you know what, I do this because I want to. Like she does live the soft life, right? Okay. But enough about that, y'all. Catch all of the weekday talk shows by checking your local listings. And I wanted to also bring up a few books just because we have a lot of things that's kind of going on in hot topics and news and all the things. So these are about 5 audiobooks I wanted to point out specifically on Hoopla that you can also check out today. And yes, this is in addition to the Tamron Hall one. All right. So Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith, the one she actually just released not long ago. It's available for free on Hoopla to listen on audiobook. The Video Vixen. Y'all remember Korean Steffens? Stop acting like you don't know. They gave her the nickname Superhead. She never quite, I don't know if she embraced it truly, but you know, it was not a nice nickname. She now has a different name. I think it's Elizabeth Overseen and her a new pen name. Let me reference it that way. She has a brand new pen name, and I love her Instagram actually. So shout out to Elizabeth Korean, but I'm just letting you know that you can get the Video Vixen on audiobook. She reads it herself. I love it when the author reads the book. Okay, enough about that. We got a long show. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, he's a hot topic right now, but his book is on Hoopla. It's called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. Again, these are all audiobooks. Here I Stand by Tamika Foster, the ex-partner of actually Usher Raymond. I just want to get your attention. And then a classic from y'all, this is from childhood. I probably shouldn't have been reading this when I was that young, but like the the Fly Girl, that's a classic. Fly Girl by Omar Tyree. It is also an audiobook on Hoopla. And like a little fact here is that when I was a kid growing up and I was going to the library and they would have the actual tapes themselves, like my mom used to have these tapes at the house of messages and sermons because she was a Sunday school. She is a Sunday school teacher. And so Pastor Tony Evans used to have these tapes and she would, you know, order those tapes. And I would be like, man, I want to listen to something. And when we went to the library, there were some audiobooks in cassette tape. Judge me, judge me. There was some cassette tape audiobooks. And yes, I was young. I was probably like maybe 7, 8, something like that. Now I don't remember Fly Girl necessarily being a audiobook, but I will tell you that the book itself I did pick up as a kid growing up. So I had an opportunity to experience some of those books as well as, unfortunately, some of those Zane books. And we won't talk about the details, but we will talk about this public library announcement here at the Critic Chronicles. Our goal is to provide critical but juicy content from websites, YouTube, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your public library to access thousands of resources today, y'all. And now, finally, it's time for the critical news that you can use. All right. Well, the Crockett Clapback collection is actually something I want to talk to y'all about. And then Angel Reese, she graduates, and the Diddy Do It docuseries is coming soon. A little bit more on that. Plus Kelly Rowland had to check somebody in security. I saw the video, and Kelly, I'm with you, girl. And will the real bad built butch blondes please stand up? Y'all, let's start off with Angel Reese first, talking a little bit about the fact that she actually graduated from Louisiana State University. Congratulations, Angel. You are officially a Louisiana State University graduate. She posted on her Instagram. So now what? What was said? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Her IG post showcases her with a graduation cap on. She is also, though, y'all, the co-owner, just say owner. She's the owner of DC Power FC, according to NOLA.com. She joins an ownership group that includes DC United of MLS, along with other community and business leaders. Now the sports team owner, now she can actually call herself, a sports team owner. And if you don't know, or maybe you watched the game this past weekend, the Chicago Sky, which is the team, of course, Angel Reese is on, they picked up their first win this past weekend, which was Saturday. The team won 83-74 over the Dallas Wings, and Reese reportedly scored 11 points with 9 rebounds. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. So shout out to Angel Reese on graduating, yes, and also becoming a sports team owner, y'all. And I don't know what is going on. Kelly Rowland, y'all, what? K-Roll, like, out of all the people, she's one of the sweetest people, honestly, in the industry. Other people have also said these things about her. She's not just saying this about herself. Even Mama Tina talks about how sweet Kelly Rowland is, y'all. But for some reason, I don't know why, but she was over in Cannes at an event. Well, she's a superstar, of course, but she was captured out at the premiere of Marcelo Mio, looking fabulous in my opinion. She had on a shoulder revealing red dress, y'all, and she had like a cute blonde bob. And while she was looking gorgeous, y'all, there seems to have been a problem with one of the security people. When you look actually on the video, she's walking the carpet, and there's of course the stairs that you go up. But in the process of walking, I don't know if there's a security guard lady kind of behind her, but the lady just kind of is like ushering Kelly. It almost looks like maybe she stepped on her dress. So maybe Kelly looked around and said something like, okay, my dress. And then the security lady must have said something inappropriate because Kelly didn't like it. And she ended up pointing her finger and basically mouthing, excuse me, don't talk to me like that. Okay. She said it not once, not twice, but I believe 3 times. I think the first time it was like, don't talk to me like that with the finger pointed. Then the second time it was like, don't talk to me like that with the finger pointed a little bit more assertively. And then on the third time, it was like, don't ever talk to me like that. Something along those lines. You cannot exactly hear what she says in audio. You literally have to watch the video over, and then you get to see her lips mouth. Now, the first time she says it, it's very clear. There is no question. I think even the second time, that's also clear. The third time, I'm kind of like, I don't know exactly what she said, but it was still kind of like, girl, leave me alone, leave me alone. Right now, in terms of the video, I don't see anything damaging to Kelly. It's kind of like, I don't know what the security guard said. But you do have to advocate for yourself and stand up. Either way it go, Kelly, you was looking good while you was doing whatever it is that you was doing, letting security know not to do you like that. Don't talk to me like that, security. Yeah, y'all leave Kelly Rowland alone. Leave her alone, y'all. Okay, so really gotta give a Diddy update if you have not had an opportunity to do so. Ever since on last Friday, when the story slash the video, excuse me, broke of CNN's exclusive footage of Sean Puff Diddy Combs assaulting and abusing his ex-girlfriend Cassie in the hallway of a now closed hotel. We've had a chance to sort of follow that story this past weekend, and this is just sort of a continuation of that. And if you were, we at one point in time was talking a little bit about how 50 Cent specifically was like trolling some folks, and that included Diddy. He's been trolling him for a while. All of the things, and some folks thought he was just, being 50 Cent, but he was being 50 Cent slash a businessman. According to reports, the Diddy documentary titled "Diddy Do It?" question mark. It was, I think it's actually hashtag Diddy Do It, and by Diddy is like DIDDY, has sold to Netflix, y'all, and 50 Cent is in the mix of the bidding war. All righty. So TMZ reports that 50's multi-part documentary about the assault allegations, against Diddy was purchased by Netflix. Now, more allegations have come out against Puff Daddy Combs, including another civil lawsuit with model Crystal McKinney accusing Diddy of assaulting her in 2023. Now, we saw the actual apology from Sean Puff Diddy Combs, and it looked as if, many people were saying like they didn't believe it to be authentic, but it sounded like, based off only the apology, that he was apologizing maybe from something or behavior from specifically 2016, and that he was a changed man. And while some folks, this happened in 2023. Yeah, and so it's one of those things where it's like, has the behavior changed though? For more on the beginnings of this story, y'all, be sure to check out the links below. And of course, as I said, we've been following it as well as what's happened with rapper Cameron, who was on CNN. And it's not funny, y'all, but I did watch the interview. And it's made its rounds over the internet. So of course I've seen it. And I'll just say that the rapper Cameron was obviously bothered. And after responsibly answering a few questions during his interview, that he was asked basically by reporter Abby Phillip some questions that I don't think he was excited about answering. He was just visibly irritated during his interview with Abby Phillip. I kind of felt bad a little bit for Abby. But Abby's not to blame. And while he clearly stated that he was totally against domestic violence and that the tape that he saw that included Diddy, he also basically acknowledged that he didn't really know Diddy in that way, and that his podcast that he has with co-host rapper Mace, that he knew him a little bit more. But for some reason, I don't know, Cameron ended up going on the show. I mean, it really doesn't really matter at this point. What's done is done. And the funniest part of the entire interview, y'all, was when rapper Cameron was looking, he answered a couple of questions. Then he started getting a little irritated. And then all of a sudden he was like, who booked me for this? And he also took a shot, y'all, of his famous, some sort of an energy substance on the show, and then talked about getting some cheeks after this on national TV. And, Lovely T did a good job, I think, of kind of pulling up some throwbacks of times when Cameron was inappropriate during some of his previous interviews, including one with him and Dame Dash when he was misbehaving on the Bill O'Reilly show. But I agree with the critics over at Lovely T. If there is anyone to put the responsibility on, it's really the network of CNN. Although it did put the host, Abby, in a very awkward position. I do understand why she also just kind of cut that interview short as well. But that's nobody's fault but CNN. Next time, y'all, as it was pointed out by other YouTubers, there was other folks, like, for example, 50 Cent, right? That they got things going on. Mace would have been good because he's actually worked, with Puff Daddy. This, what would have been even, listen, I'm messy. Why they didn't ask Russell to come on? And Nancy Grace got a hold of the story, honey, and she's talking about it. And she said she actually invited Puff Daddy onto the Nancy Grace show. And unfortunately, I don't think she got a response at all. Well, talk about somebody who did get a response, baby. I don't know what they be doing over here at these congressional hearings, but they are popping these days, because Jasmine Crockett, who is a Black Texas Democrat who had to check Republican Marjorie Taylor for talking about her lashes, y'all, during a congressional hearing. Now, this is what Marjorie said. She says, I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading. Now, according to those who are in legislation, because I don't know legislation like that, especially not when it comes to the policy and procedure of many of the hearings and what the proper behavior to conduct is. But they say you're not supposed to do this during a congressional hearing. You're not supposed to interrupt like this and get off topic. But Crockett actually responded. She responded, and this is what she said. She said, I'm just curious. just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about someone's beach blonde, bad built, butch body, that would not be engaging in personality, correct? Not only checking the rep, but also using Robert's Rules of Order. That's what the LA Times reports. Now, everybody was laughing so hard on the inside, their faces even showed it. So everybody, even in the room when this actually happened, you could see them like they looked like they wanted to bust out laughing, y'all. But I'm so glad that you checked her ass, sis. And also, y'all, the critics over at Roland Martin on their YouTube channel, they pulled up a few parody songs. They already created parody songs. Y'all, the internet is wild. But there's different parody songs, and no lie, it's like 4 different genres. It's like a kind of like a rock-ish, sort of like a, black rock sort of one. There's a country one. There's, of course, kind of like a hip-hop one. Y'all, they have already not only done that, but there's a patent or a trademark application that's actually been filed, and it's going to be called the Crockett Clapback collection. And so that is actually the response of Jasmine Crockett. She actually started her own Crockett Clapback collection. So congrats are in order for her. And thanks to Roland Martin's channel over there for sharing those songs and doing that piece on her. It was very informative. And speaking of very informative, got this from over at sandrarose.com. Grammy Award winning artist and writer Victoria Monet had one of the most magical moments of her career after being affirmed at the Grammys. She's also been on the cover of what magazines, including she was on Cosmopolitan's this past spring issue. Now, she's written, of course, for many artists, including Ariana Grande, and she even took home, I believe it was about 3 Grammys this year alone. Well, according to the sandrarose.com, our critics over there, Victoria's been accused of wrecking another woman's home. I don't know where this has come from. In my opinion, it's really just something that I've seen specifically on Twitter and now on Sandra Rose. But I thought it was just a rumor at first, but it seems that after these allegations came out, she also canceled some concerts, which only gave the impression that she was running away from something. Now, the reason why people were speculating that it was potentially true was because not only did she cancel concerts, but of course she tweeted out saying that she was canceling due to ongoing health issues. Now, she was set to appear, y'all, at the Governor's Ball to perform. That's amazing. The Roots Picnic in Philadelphia, and then Blavity this June. So you will be missed, Victoria. But let me tell you what the ex-user accused Monet of doing. She said that Victoria pulled a ponytail move. First off, this is the first time I've heard about a ponytail move. By breaking up with somebody else, by breaking up basically somebody else's family, just sort of implying that the fiance that she has, his name is John Gaines, he's a TikTok star, that he was actually dating someone else before. And then she knew that he was dating her and just kind of disregarded it and then snatched him up and started a family with him. And they now have a 3-year-old daughter named Hazel Monet Gaines. And she was featured actually on Victoria's music. So shout out to her as well. And the report goes on to say that even Victoria's friend and other woman's brother chimed in, with the brother saying that John violated he and his sister's relationship with Victoria Monet. And this is my feeling. Listen, I'm just saying this is the year, Meg Thee Stallion right now is on her Hot Girl Summer Tour. She just did some things over at Madison Square Garden and brought out Glorilla, brought out Cardi B. Cardi, I hope this means that you're going to be coming out with an album soon. Whatever the case may be, this is the time, y'all, to showcase the music. I don't know what's going on or if it's true or not, Victoria, but I'd say go out and face it, honey. This is your time to shine, and don't be letting that stuff get to you. Just keep it moving and then get one of those polite responses. So when people ask you the question of whatever it is that you don't want to answer, that you have a nice clap back. And critics, I want to know your thoughts on the topics today. Should Victoria Monet push through the rumors, whether they are true or not? And would you buy from the Crockett Clapback collection? And y'all, was Kelly Rowland actually wrong for checking security? I don't know what y'all think, but I don't think she was wrong. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you missed this past weekend's episode, you can still watch. Be sure to check out the description box below or review our channel for more of the Critic Chronicles. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.